In large doses. Small ones soothe pain and bring forth pleasant dreams. Which is all I can hope to do for her.
Griffin do that to her?
Delina. Yes. Attacked her at night. She was walking in the woods.
At night? Through the woods? In wartime?
Meeting a boy. The young, you know, do foolish things for love. Wounds are healing, but she will die. Blood's pooling in her skull. Nothing my bruise can do to help.
Could I do that over?
Could try to help her with one of my potions. Swallow can heal internal hemorrhages.
But
Witcher's potions aren't for humans.
she'll die as it is.
Yes. A peaceful death soothed by your concoctions. If I give her Swallow and something goes wrong, the whole village will hear her screams.
I understand. Do as you will.
I don't even have anything to make Swallow for myself. Like,
Looking for buckthorn. Know if it grows anywhere around here?
Bottom of the river, where the channel's widest. But you do know that once out of the water...
It'll stink worse than a week-old carcass. Counting on it. I'm hunting the griffin. Need the buckthorn for bait.
I was thinking... A few years ago we had trouble, drowners under the bridge. The whole village had to pitch in for a witcher. Who now can afford the bounty on a griffin's head?
Captain Peter Sars, something.
Ah, good to know the Black One's looking out for our welfare.
I don't even know that guy, so I'm not gonna say he does.
Nilfgaard values one thing. Order. Griffin's disturbing that. It's gotta go.
Yes. First they'll tend to the monsters, then to the folk.
Not from here, are you? A lot of bitterness in you. Too much for someone who's spent her life in a hut in the middle of nowhere.
True. And you're in a hurry. Elsewise you'd not use bait, just wait for the griffin to attack again.
Believe we could have an interesting conversation.
Maybe next time.
Aw, shit. Dropping them hints. Okay, well, let me see. Do I have anything that I can actually make Swallow with? I don't think so, but let's see. What am I missing? Celandine. Two more. Well, I might try it. Really likes showing off her ass, though. Pretty tight. Alright, where is Celandine? Pretty sure I know what it looks like. It's none of these, but I'm gonna take all this stuff anyway. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah. One more of those. Nintendo. Pretty sure she wants the D. Don't worry. Don't worry. Glow ball. Oh, that looked like Celandine for a distant. Just one more Celandine. There. Oh god, that's nothing. Let's blow ball. There we go. Whoa. Nice little cache here. Alright. Make the swallow. Take the potion to the herbalist. Alright, save it, and just in case it kills her.
Yes?
Oh. How did I not have these options before? Let me
Listen.
ask.
Ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarreled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family, moved out into the woods to start a new settlement. The lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw. Word is Claire said something about the lord's son, Florian. Something that made the lord furious. But who knows the truth?
Lots of misfortune for such a small village.
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. You need only ask. But let's not end on a teary note. Here, a bit of solace.
Oh, she gave me some herbs. Nice. Very nice. Damn, all the... Wait. That's the girl that's supposed to be dying and she's up just walking around while blood's pooling in her head,
Yes?
supposedly.
Tell me something about yourself. What's your story?
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Neneka stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a healer under Mother Neneka. I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which teachings interest one far less than love. There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bare his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely summer together, and then he left. Neneke refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word, gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a place where I'd feel safe, needed, until I finally arrived here. End of story.
Cool story.
Farewell.
Alright, let's save again before we actually do the potion thing.
Yes?
Got a potion for Lena. Swallow.
First sign of spring. Symbol of rebirth. Fitting as names go.
We'll see. Like I said, could harm her. Deeply. Works on me immediately. But I have a faster metabolism. Effects won't appear in her case for a few days.
Why'd you choose this in the end?
Decided it was better than doing nothing.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
What did she give me? 350 XP. Damn, nice. 50 crowns. Venom extract. First oil. Of Sweat and Blood, new book. I will read that. Hopefully this other girl doesn't die in agony. Hunting gauntlets. Compare. Oops. Free armor. I don't know what that little hammer sign means. Resistance to bludgeoning, resistance to slashing. I guess that's an upgrade. Oh, it's -1 because of the durability is kind of low. Yes. What is the -2 on the other gauntlet? Oh, that just means it's 2 less than the one I'm comparing it to. Okay. Got it, got it, got it. So much to learn about all these little things in the game. Ah, there's the book. Of Sweat and Blood. A veil hangs between the world men see and the one they cannot. This veil blocks the dead from the view of the living, and the living from the view of the dead. Some mages can break through this veil and communicate with the dead, or else summon them to the world of the sun for short periods of time. This is the art known as necromancy. The dead can also break through the veil and enter the world of the living on their own. Yet, unlike the necromancers, doing so, they are not driven by reason and will, but by a thoughtless, irrational need. This need arises from powerful emotions such as regret, longing, or wrath. Very often these emotions gain their power by being invested in a material object by the dead individual, while he or she still knew life. The objects most frequently so endowed: wedding rings, favorite toys, or the instrument used for the crime which sent the returned individual to the world in the first place. Also, I wanted to read about let's read about all these things. Night wraiths. Night wraiths exude this immense sadness, this helpless wrath. I fear them same as anyone, but most of all, I feel sorry for them. Aileen Eltzbar, Elvin Robart. It's? I don't know. Compared to the other creatures of the night, catachans, necrorats, and werewolves, for example, night wraiths, and their rarer cousins, dusk wraiths, might not seem all that dangerous. After all, one might ask, how much harm could a pale, withered woman in a tattered dress do? The answer, quite a bit. Instead of finding this out the hard way, avoid crossing fields and meadows at night at all costs. Like noon wraiths, night wraiths are only found in rural areas. Travelers fall victim to them most often, but if legends are to be believed, they also sneak into huts at times and murder peasants for sleep. When they attack, night wraiths remain immaterial for most of the time, meaning physical blows pass right through them. They only take on more tangible forms for the brief moments in which they strike. When weakened, they will create several projections of themselves which cannot attack directly, but act as transmitters of sorts, through which the Night Wraith can sap her victim's vital energy. Night Wraiths can turn immaterial and are at such times very difficult to. In order to force one to take on corporal form, trap it with Yrden Sign, or hit with the blast of a moon dust bomb. Do not believe the old wife tales and think yourself completely safe from Night Wraiths during the day. They appear under the light of the sun as well, but are much weaker than that dusk. They sneak into huts, but if you're a king, you'll be fine. They only kill peasants. Plague Maidens. When plague ravages a region, the spirit will sometimes walk its lands, a ghost resembling an ill woman whose flesh rots off her bones, and in whose wake crawls a cavalcade of rats. Oh god. No one knows whether this spirit brings the pox with her, or is merely drawn to it like a moth to a light. Yet it is certain that she delights in dealing pain and suffering, and hearing the howling and moaning of men. Many have called into question the very existence of plague maidens, or peste as they are sometimes called. Only 2 sightings of such a creature have ever been recorded, both during times of raging epidemic. As the name Plague Maiden suggests, these wraiths take the appearance of females, though exactly why that is remains a mystery. Some speculate they, like other such specters, arise from the powerful emotional charge associated with certain circumstances of death, such as death preceded by a long and particular painful illness. Not much is known about how to fight a plague maiden, though one can assume they possess many traits in common with other phantoms and race. They undoubtedly pose a great danger, though a witcher's immunities should at least prevent him from catching the contagious illnesses they carry. And the regular old wraiths. Finish all your business before you die. Bid your loved ones farewell, write your will, apologize to those you've wronged, otherwise you'll never truly leave this world. Paul Vicar, peasant healer, advice to a dying man. Clerics and scholars are forever debating whether spirits do in fact journey to another world after death, one where eternal joy or suffering awaits. Both groups agree, however, on what happens to spirits who, for one reason or another, remain in our world after their body breathes its last. Transform into wraiths. To hear their mournful howls, one can surmise this is not a fate to be envied. I like the bestiary in this game much more than the other game. Necrophages. Drowners. When at the water's edge, you gotta be quiet. First of all, so as not to scare the fish. Second, so you don't attract drowners. Yannick of Blaviken, fisherman. A drowner resembles a corpse dredged from the bottom of a pond. It is sickly blue or green in color, with slime and sludge oozing out of every pore, and the acrid stench of rot wafting off. That is why it's often thought of drowners, along with their more dangerous cousins, Vodniksers, and drowned dead, arise from the bodies of those who drown in shallow water. Lost travelers falling into bogs, children who swim too far from the shore, or, in this case of Vodniks, inebriated peasants who stumble off narrow swamp trails. Ghouls. Ghouls creep and crawl at night, eating everything in sight. In a snap, they'd eat you too. Chop you up for a ghoulish stool. Stool. I guess it would be a stool. Eventually. Children's rhyme. Ghouls and graveyears are hard to describe. In part, they resemble humans, yet on the whole, they are utter negation of all that is human. Though they have arms and legs like men, they walk on all fours like dogs or badgers. Though they have eerily familiar faces, one searches them in vain for any sign of sentiment, reason, or even a spark of consciousness. They are driven by one thing and one thing only, an insatiable craving for human flesh. This makes your soup so much more tasty. Oh, are you eating soup right now? I know, I'm reading it, Nintendo. I'm reading it. Water hags. Folks say water hags are drowners' wives. If that be true, ain't no wonder why they're such ornery bitches. Shemhill of Drakeston. Some tales mention water hags in swamp bents masquerading as lost old women to lure travelers back to the rickety shacks they build in the wetlands. In truth, only a blind man or a sighted man blinded with drink could mistake the rank sledge and rotting carrion of a water hag's den for a cozy cottage, and the hideous hag herself for an innocent grandmother. Their wrinkled, wart-covered bodies stand nearly 2 yards tall, with skin the color of a long-dead cadaver and stinking of muck fish. Bony growths 2 spans long stick out from their backs, with hair like a tangle of seaweed, claws that would make a werewolf proud, completing the picture. Vulnerable against northern wind, necrophage oil, Gwen, hybrids, griffin. Aye, half eagle, half tomcat, just like on the Lord's crest, except this one is carrying me dead cow instead of a scepter. Griffin attack witness, name unknown. Griffins were once only found high in the mountains, where they would hunt marmots and wild goats. When humans encroached on their lands, however, griffins soon discovered a new source of much more plentiful and easier caught prey: cows, sheep, and shepherds. Though still wary of main roads in towns where folk with the means to hire a witcher are likely to dwell, these half-eagle, half-wildcat creatures have gone through, or from rarities to oft-countered pests known throughout the northern realm. Especially hated are the subspecies known as royal griffins and arch griffins. Vulnerable against grape shot, hybrid oil, and ard. Okay. That's everything, I think. Why does it keep switching back automatically? Okay. Where to now? I think I'll go down here first. Should make sure to pick up Celandine now, because I know it's for Swallow. Hell, I should just pick up everything. Ooh, Celandine.
Pouring like this on my bulbs or what? Ah!
Just standard ramen. Oh, what do you usually have for ramen? That sounds good, actually. Might have some ramen later tonight before I go to bed. rains in this game too, huh? Nice. The chicken. Do you add anything to it? Like, a lot of times I like to like cut up a hot dog and throw that in it, or maybe some cheese or something. But mostly just a lot of pepper. Alright, here we go. Next scene here.
Anyone home? Must be out hunting.
Find the hunter.
Trail's fresh. Mislav just left home.
That him right there?
You, Mislav?
Shh. Hear that?
Wolves? No. Wild dogs.
Yes. More dangerous than wolves.
Hmm. You just made it with less water, so it's more like a noodle. Yeah, I do that too. I know a lot of people who like make it like a soup, but no, I usually use just enough water to get it cooked, and then I like drain the rest of the water out. Just leave a little bit of water for, you know, seasonings, because I like it more like a spaghetti type thing.
I'm hunting bigger game. The Nilfgaardians the Griffin killed. Where'd you find them?
Ah, I see. You a witcher. That monster slayer they's talking about in the village. I'll show you, sure. But, I gotta kill those mutts before they hurt someone. Will you help? That is, if you don't mind blunting your silver blades on them.
Alright, alright.
Sure. Griffin's not going anywhere.
No, dogs might though. So step careful now. Come on.
These dogs been a problem for a while now.
Since the war started, soldier on the march, we'll stop to rape a woman, strangle her, kill her man for a chuckle, even butcher a cow. But a dog, a kick in passing, no more. So these stray mutts form packs. They're gaunt, guts